broadcast, bringing you today's trending topics and the headlines. Trump is hosting world leaders once again. So we're going to go right to it. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell to support the channel because we bring you guys great content. Thank you for being a truth seeker and subscribe to the truth. In Jesus' name, God bless.
Hi, I'm Tracy, and I'm Nick.
For those of you who haven't become a member, don't forget to become a member to this channel. We have our wonderful new member, Debbie. Thank you, Debbie, for becoming a special friend. So anyway, thanks you guys for supporting the channel as we wait for President Trump. For those of you who are not a member, you can always hit that like button. Hit the like button. That shows support to this channel. Thank you. They always come on a little later than they said that it's supposed to be 11 o'clock. Okay, here comes some of our honor guards. Okay. They should be pulling up. America is back, y'all. Don't forget to hit the like button so we can it can go out to the algorithm. Thank you from Speak the Truth 2.0. Hi, Mac. Trump, Trump, Trump. Proud to be an American. Are you guys proud to be an American? Do you believe in America first? Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. He couldn't possibly do worse than Biden, and that's a fact. But he's done by far better than the last several presidents. That's a fact, and you know it. No, he believes in America first, but y'all like to flip it and say that he believes in Trump first. If he believed in Trump first, he would have never be ran for president. He would be about his own life. Because what he's dealing with now is nothing but global trauma. Only people disagree with what's happening are people who aren't Americans. They're anti-American. Those are the ones that have the most to say, are the ones that believes that he should not be bringing money into this country. He should not be closing the borders. He should allow men and women bathrooms, same-sex marriages, high inflation, high interest rates, people on our health care and our educational system and collecting Social Security that aren't even citizens of this country. I mean, abortion. Oh, let's not forget about abortion. See, people who are for that agenda do not agree with him because he's against all of that. That's a Democrat's new talking point, Epstein. It's always these one word, but what are they doing for us? What is Epstein going to do for you? What is that going to do for your life, for your family, for your future, for your income, for housing, for what is that going to do anything for you as far as your family life? What Epstein going to do for you?
Yeah, it's amazing because whether you like it or not, Trump is president, so you should want him to do good. It's like these Democrats want Trump to do bad, so they have something to talk about.
And they talking about get the pedals out of the highest office. What about the drag queens that's teaching your kids in class? What about your teachers teaching your kids same-sex marriages? It's all right for Timmy to be a girl and for your daughter Leslie to be a boy. You're talking about what's happening to the influences of our kids, what these teachers and these legislators are poisoning their mindset. Like, if it's anything that goes against the word of God, they fight that tooth and nail. Tooth and nail. Like, what's happening to your kids in the classroom? All that poison that they're putting in there.
Someone said TDS is all over the chat.
Yeah, that's all right. We like y'all here. It's okay. We like y'all here. We like y'all. And they talking about the Democratic Party, talking about they supposed to represent kindness.
She said.
Kindness. Care. That's a lie from hell. They're the most angry, lying, hateful, violent people with any party. The independents don't act like that. MAGA don't act like them. Republicans don't act like them. Non-voters don't act like them. They're horrific.
I can't believe some of these people are adults. They act like children.
They are children. They are people who wants to go against American values, against law and order. They want lawlessness. They want people coming to the country and not requiring them to apply for citizenship. That's like a curse word, to apply like the rest of the world for citizenship. That's what they want. And you know, when you don't make people earn something, look at their reactions. They act entitled, like we owe them as Americans. We owe them something. We owe them our taxpayer money to support their households while our vets are laying out in the streets. Get out of here. No, this is Speak the Truth 2.0. Oh, this is awesome. USA. Who's been picking the crops for the last 250 years? 400 years? Who's been picking the crops prior to the last 4 years? Those are the same people that are going to pick the crops. Not these newcomers that have come into this country with no respect. They're bringing all their third world values to the United States and want to trample over our government. We see it on TV every day. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future notification of this fabulous content. We have never seen what's going on in the United States of America. We have never seen this. All of this unrest and all of this disorder in 2025. We never had people coming from another country take over our law enforcers. That they're going to overthrow them, run into detainment centers, and let out murderers, rapists, people who assault, rob, criminals. Criminals. They're demanding for criminals to be let out on the street. How crazy do you have to be?
Someone said piss them off, there'll be no crops.
Yeah, piss off, because who was picking the crop? Look, we didn't need 14 million people to pick crops. We don't need 14 million. That's a lie. They living in single homes and in luxury apartments. They're not out there picking crops. Are you kidding me? That is a lie. That's the only talking point there. Who gonna pick the crops? The ones that were in here the last 20 years illegally that respect this government. The people that came in now, they not trying to pick crops. You're gonna come in and burn the flag. Mexico, you go burn the flag, you get fined and 6 months in jail. But they're gonna come to the United States, a country that they claim that they want to receive citizenship from, and they're gonna spit on the flag, disrespect our president, our laws, our military, our police enforcement. That's not American. You want to be American, apply for citizenship. We love immigrants. And this is why they have to be vetted. Look what we winded up with. Look what we have here now. These are not the farmers. These people, the ones that come in now, are corrupt. They are lawlessness. They want to overthrow and tell us what to do while Americans watch in disbelief. We're watching in disbelief. And the Democratic Party is going to have a wake-up call, because while they're trying to pay for illegal immigrants to push this agenda, to legalize them, guess what's going to happen? Black people are not going to be voting for the Democrats. Watch in 2028. They think they got a new voting block right now in California. They give Mayor Bass is giving them $50,000 cash money for because they don't want to go to work. But the rest of us, United States citizens, who's paying us to be at home? Y'all, they just give out money that they claim they don't have, but they're gonna pay them to stay at home. How crazy is this? The Democratic Party, I would look. Have been a Democratic voter for as long as I've been old enough to vote. Straight down the ballot. Never again. Never again.
He's saying we have bigger problems to worry about than immigrants.
Our problems are the illegal, not immigrants. And the lie that's being told is Americans are against immigrants, and that's a lie. The Democrats have this narrative. That's a lie. You can't have 14 million plus immigrants in the span of 4 years come into a country that's $36 trillion in debt. Give them what you're not even giving to American citizens, let alone our American vets, let alone our American homeless. You don't prioritize them over us. My tax dollars are for my American citizens, not for people that, because of that previous corrupt government, opened up the borders because they wanted votes. And when they opened up the borders, it was not because they cared about America. Or the illegal immigrants. They opened up the borders because they wanted to have new voting bloc.
Fire, how much money did Joe Biden give to Ukraine?
What was that, 350 billion?
Yeah, he's saying Trump's giving tax cuts to the rich.
Stop it. Stop it. But you're not talking about no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. You're not talking about the trillions of dollars coming into this country with new jobs. What president has ever done that? Bringing back America economy, having people to invest in America.
Having American companies stay in America.
Stay in America. Nobody has done that. Y'all trying to okey doke us with this bull crap, and we see what's going on. Biden administration don't care about illegal immigrants. It's all about votes. Because they could be legal. They could have came in legally. When they opened up the borders, guess who came in? Guess who came in that was never in this country before? Guess who came in? Guess who they let in? Remember 9/11? How many terrorists came? What was it, 19 or whatever? And now how many terrorists do we have now? 350? We got 2 million gotaways that paid to not be identified.
No one.
I never even heard of NS-13 before, and Trinidad Raga. There's probably some other gang, and you got the cartel, you got ICE, you got Iranians. They opened up the borders, you guys, to everything. Everything for votes.
And no one wants to talk about the missing children. It's like that just goes under people's...
And look, all the people died trying to cross the border, all the women that were raped. And y'all never talk about the 350,000 missing children. 350,000 children. I never even heard of these people before. And now that's a regular, you hear that regularly now on the news. All these different titles. We never heard about this.
We funded the Taliban.
We're funding the Taliban. $40 million per week cash money. Biden did that starting 2021. Left all our equipment in Afghanistan. We hightail out of it. We're the greatest power in the world. Why did Biden administration hightail it out of Afghanistan and leave hundreds of billions of dollars worth of equipment? Was that intentional? How are you going to leave the equipment when we have all this strength? And we running. They were running.
And don't forget, Biden was selling the wall. He was selling pieces of the wall.
Selling pieces of the wall before Trump even came in office. Now it's like zero crossing. They don't talk about that. They will try to push like people against immigrants, and that's a lie. That's the lie. That's the lie. Apply for citizenship. Apply for citizenship. Apply for citizenship. That's what you do. apply for citizenship. Obama deported more illegal immigrants than any other president in the history of the United States. Where were the protests? Where was the due process? Where was anything? Y'all got selective memory, selective leaders that y'all cry wolf. Apply. We want you here.
That's the mainstream media.
Mainstream media has influenced this country so much that we don't even think for ourselves, especially black people, and that's what we're going to focus on. They're going to have a rude awakening. Y'all going to get some of them immigrants to vote for y'all, the ones that do apply for citizenship, but meanwhile, y'all are most definitely are going to lose the black vote in the process. Y'all are going to lose. I promise you that. Y'all thinking y'all gonna gain a new voting block? Y'all got them. Y'all got black people on lockdown, 93%. I promise you that's changing. There's so many black people that we are waking up to the bull crap. They've been in office for 12 of the last 16 years, and they have done nothing for the black Americans. We can't even get an anti-hate crime bill, but the Asians got one. Illegals got more protection than we do. They get more benefits than Americans. Get out of here.
Yeah.
They know it's the truth.
Another black person who's a Democrat.
It's okay. We all gonna wake up. You know, if you keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result, they call that insanity. When are we gonna? This is not Robert J. F. Kennedy's Democrat Party. This is not Dr. Martin Luther King Democrat Party. This is the LGBTQ Democrat Party. This is the abortion Democrat Party. This is the illegal immigrants Democrat Party. This is same-sex marriage Democrat Party. This is anti-American Democrat Party. This is America Last Democrat Party. That's what this is now. They don't talk about Americans at all. Or tell me a news conference that they talk about housing for Americans, lowering costs, doing anything for us.
Francisco, people who are able to work should work. I mean, do you not believe people who are able to work should work? Should they just sit at home? Now, some people, there are disabilities and medical
And they're
conditions,
not going to be touched.
and they're not going to be touched, but the people who are able to work, should help support the economy.
Only 20 hours a week.
It's only, it's only 20
You
hours a
could
week.
volunteer, go to school, or work. There's options, and it's good to get out and socialize and be with people instead of sitting at home. You make more money going to work than sitting at home. It's amazing. USA, we need to put America first because our president is ending wars in other nations from India to Pakistan. He stopped Iran and Israel from going to, it was a 12-day war.
Sorry.
And Trump had those ballistic missiles to bomb a nuclear potential site.
Yeah.
And that keeps the world safe.
Dark Hobo, the Democrats believe men can be women and women can be men. And you talking about education level that Republicans have.
And they can't even define a freaking woman. And our kids, because of all the illegal immigrations in our schools, our children are so far behind in reading and math because these teachers are not equipped. I think it costs like, they had to spend like 72 million or whatever. They have to learn English. So our kids are suffering as far as learning. And that's why the Department of Education needs to be revised. It needs to do something differently. Because those teachers in those classrooms are not prepared to spend all this time with children who don't even understand our language. And they want to, they into defunding the police, put social workers in. They want lawlessness. How are you going to go against the country that you want to be a citizen and you don't want to follow the laws of the country? And then you act like you have some entitlement to our taxpayer money that we're supposed to feed you, house you, give you Medicare, Medicaid, give you housing, give you college, give you schools, off of our backs.
JM329, say your point about why you're a Democrat and and people should support the Democratic Party. Because you're just saying we won't reply to comments that are in support of you guys. Say what you believe in.
You guys don't forget to subscribe to The Truth. Speak the Truth 2.0. Like, share, and subscribe. We are not going to sugarcoat it. We can agree to disagree. But all this crap that we're seeing it for ourselves. Don't you know that Americans are watching this? It doesn't matter what the Democrat. We see y'all. I've been voting Democrat. I see this bullshit. I didn't vote for that.
Patricia, you're misled. And Mad Dubs, do you know all of the school shooters have only been white guys? They've only been white men's. There hasn't been one black school shooter. You're talking about how black kids are in high school. Do you know all the people who killed children and teenagers have been white men? All of the mass shooters, not one black mass shooter. You saying that black kids in high school put their hands on the teachers?
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Kids of every race are rebel against teachers. It's not an ethnicity. It's all these kids. Look what they're growing up in social media. Come on now. They're growing up in social media. That they seeing everything goes. If you're illegal, Tom is looking for you. Tom Holman. Apply for citizenship. Like people that want to apply for citizenship. How much are you getting paid to support the Democrats? They destroyed this freaking country. Why did they have open borders? Why did they open up the borders and was flying people in, gave people an app, use our taxpayer dollars? Why? 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 When people are welcome to apply for citizenship. How could we sustain it? How we're going to sustain them on you have 14 plus million people coming in homeless with nothing into our country. And now they're so brazen that they feel like they can defy the laws of this country.
And beat cops up.
They don't even have to keep our laws. What's justification for that? Do that in Russia. Do that in Germany.
Protest Putin.
Do that in China.
Protest Putin in Russia.
You're going to go take over their government. They going to demand them to take care of you and going to tell you that you want to break criminals out of jail. And you know what, them goddamn Democrats? Go check on American jails. Stop looking for a freaking news bite going to a detainment center for illegal immigrants that got air conditioning. What y'all want them to have, chefs? But y'all not checking on American jails and what's happening to American prisoners.
No, Janie, we aren't immigrants. We're American citizens born and raised here.
We can ignore that. They know who we are.
They're saying ask your
It's okay. They know who we are.
Yeah.
America have immigrants. We were imported. We didn't immigrate. We were imported. That's why we're in the Constitution of the United States of America. That's why we're in there. And it wasn't meant for everybody else to came here and gave birth in this country. It was meant for foundational Black Americans, ancestors. That's us. It was written for us. There has been no other enslaved people in the United States of America except for Black Americans. The Black Americans built this country it was built on our backs with slave labor. That's a fact. And they don't want to give Black people reparations, but y'all hand out all this money for people who have never done anything for this country. Not one damn thing. And then they're walking around with all this entitlement. Instead of being grateful and thankful, they're not. Even right now, Mayor Bass is giving them cash money to stay at home. What kind of bull crap is that? We're watching. America is watching. We're watching. And if y'all are really online, and so y'all gonna see so many content creators talking about this who voted for Democrats.
Oh, Joe, you live in Section 8?
Who voted for Democrats.
So sorry for you, man.
Who voted for Democrats. Not any longer. Those days are gone.
Jesse, that's not why we're doing this stream. I mean, we're doing this stream to speak the truth, not to
2.0.
not to beg or come on here to get something from you guys or from the administration. Actually, if you look at the administration, actually the Democratic Party, they have done things against black people. Joe Biden's the author of the 1994 crime bill that mass incarcerated black men and black people. And Kamala sent black people to jail as the district attorney. So if you're looking at any party that's been against black people,
It's been a Democrat.
Joe Biden went to the KKK Grandmaster's funeral. So it's been the Democrats who've been against black people if you want to go that route.
And that's why the Bible says people perish for lack of knowledge. Because we didn't know that Biden was the author of the 1994 crime bill that caused mass incarceration of black men. They took the black fathers, sons, brothers, cousins, nephews out of the household. And what happens to the children? The streets. What happened to the influence of children? The streets. What happened to the kids of those incarcerated? They wind up being incarcerated and they go before that judge and he gives them maximum sentences for misdemeanors. Because Joe Biden said that we were beyond the pale, beyond rehabilitation, super predators, lock them up. And that's exactly what they have done and continue to do. So don't come to us about no damn Democrats. And I push for that man to get into office. I canvassed, I did rallies, hundreds of, I'm a leader. I had people calling around the country, phone banking, greeting him, meeting him, selfies with him, all these Democrat leaders I have been in the company of in Washington. So I did all of it and still did not know the damage he has done to my community. Didn't know. And that was my fault. Because I didn't do my history. I didn't find out who I was voting for. But never again. We're going to learn as black people, look at the policy and not the party. Look at the policy and not the party. Because the Democrat Party been saying the same bullshit for years. And they've had the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And we're in the same damn condition. That stops now. We see what they could do for people that have come into this country illegally. They get the whole red carpet of our taxpayer dollars given to them for votes. So they need to earn our votes. They're going to pay for our votes too. That's what they're going to do. We're not going to keep going along with the okie doke.
You could let them know what Trump has done for the black community, like the First Step Act.
Yeah, and then Trump came along, his first term, and he did the First Step Act. Look it up. He did the opposite of Biden. Trump's First Step Act. Did Obama do it? Hell no. Did he get it passed in Congress? Hell no, but Trump did. Look at the HBCUs. Trump is going far beyond to give them exceedingly more money because you got to have, for America to succeed, we all have to do well. You can't pick out one ethnicity, like say all white people do well and don't do the same for black Americans. You have to do it for everyone for us to be one nation under God. And for us to be the greatest nation in the world. For all of us.
So they don't have to come every year and beg for more money.
Yeah, he's smart.
Yep.
He wants all Americans to do well. And I'd rather for someone to talk like that than every time someone comes on the news, they're only talking about illegal immigration. They want to fight for MS-13 gang member Kilmar Garcia, or they want to fight for rapists and stuff to be let out of prison. That's their agenda. It's not Americans. And we see them. We see them. And you're going to find a lot more black people with the same sentiments, because we're going to pull away from that Democrat Party, because we don't want to keep hearing the talk. Talk is cheap. We don't want to hear the talk.
And no matter how delusional you guys can be, this is the honest to God truth.
They know it's the truth.
Yeah.
And people don't like hearing the truth because they scared people going to find out. They're probably playing the music. God bless America. USA. America first. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Yeah, God bless that felon. Yeah, Joe Biden made a lot of black people felons. So we welcome him.
That felon's your president.
Yeah, that felon's your president. All the felons in the black community, come on now, what they did to us as a community. I voted for that felon. I would vote for him 10 times over any of the. Who's your Democrat leader? Madani, AOC, Jasmine Crockett. Oh, wow. Great leadership. Which one is it?
Bernie.
Bernie, you've been saying
Fight
oligarchy. I did it since 1993. I didn't know he had the same talking points for the last 30 years. 31 years, the same talking points. But we're living the experiences of the Democratic Party. They have done nothing for Americans. They have destroyed this country. And we stopped them from destroying it any further.
It's like what else does the Democrats have to do?
What else do they have to do? They don't put same-sex marriages, transgender, LGBTQ, everything against God. They can't define a woman, don't know what a woman is. It's just inflation, all this different stuff. All this different stuff that they have done. All of this. It doesn't make any sense. I am off that plantation. I'm off listening to them. Do your own research. Vote. See, one thing about America, you can vote according to your own convictions. You don't have to, people on the left, it's like if you don't go along with what they believe in, then they angry, upset. I don't even see Republicans saying anything. I'm used to being a Democrat and we rally. Y'all see them 50-51, hands off, no keys. That was me. I'm an organizer. I'm an activist. They quiet. Like you can hear a pin drop. They don't rally. They don't say anything. They vote. They vote. They don't say nothing. They're not out here saying, they show it in their votes. And guess what we're learning what to do as black Americans? Show with our vote. Look at the policies. Don't just give our votes away to people who are not doing anything for us. The Democrats have had their turn for how long? We're still talking about the same George Floyd bill. We're still talking about anti-hate crime bill. We're still talking about jobs and better income, affordability. They're not doing anything for us. Nothing. Nothing. They want us to stay on food stamps and suppress and even government assistance when we are articulate, intelligent professors, doctors, lawyers, engineers, scientists, pilots. We're the scope of everything.
And what amazes me is the media has people so brainwashed. It's like they don't want Trump, who's the president of the United States currently, to do well.
To do his
Like
job.
when Biden was president, I wanted him to do well, even though I'm not a Democrat, because he was president.
Yeah, why would Americans be against America first? We've had a whole freaking party that have put us last and continue to put us last. There's no talking points. They come out with one word and then y'all run with it. It's nothing else. But they're shooting at ICE agents. They're going against our laws, and we're supposed to sit back like spending our taxpayer dollars. I want my let me This is a breaking news. I want my tax dollars to go towards homeless vets. I want my money. I'm telling you where I want my money to go towards.
And homeless in general. Too.
I want my money goes towards homeless Americans who are living on the streets and in cars and vans. I want my taxpayer money to go to those homeless Americans that still can't get health care, but illegals can. That's where I want my money. If my taxpayer money is going to be used, I want it to be used towards Americans. I don't want to go into someone's city and I see homeless Americans on the street dying on the streets. And they have nowhere, no shelter. They have no shoes. They have nothing. And people, they're not allowed to go in stores. The stores don't want them in. They can't use the bathrooms. They can't even go to the bathroom anywhere.
JP, we're talking about our tax dollars.
And I want them put in luxury hotels. I didn't know we could do that. When I'm walking, I see stuff like that. I'm buying shoes for them. Tell them to come in my office to stay on stuff. I didn't know that we could help them. I didn't know before they opened up the borders that we could do so much for our homeless here.
Shamar,
I thought we couldn't help them.
Shamar, you're just putting words in our mouths.
I was so naive. I thought we could not help our homeless Americans. I thought we couldn't help that we couldn't help our homeless vets. I thought that they had to go in those shelters that they say are so dangerous in the worst conditions that there was no alternative. I didn't know we could put them in luxury apartments. I didn't know that they could have single homes.
Rachel said, "Stop with the color talk. You're continuing the racism every time you speak of skin color."
Stop it. You stop it. We're black. If anybody can speak about skin color, it's us. We the ones got skin color. So stop that. It is about ethnicity. It is about race. It is about fooling my whole entire community of voters. We learn from generations, we vote straight down the ballot for Democrats. We don't know who the judges are. We don't know the legislators. We don't know who the mayor is. We don't even know who the people are. We're just told to vote Democrats. We're going to stand in line and we're going to vote for the Democrats. That's how we are raised. We're not raised to look at policy, to see who has our best interest. We have not been raised to let them earn our votes. You want to pay for illegal immigrant votes? Y'all doing everything to get them, to vote for you, even though they're not going to become legal. But y'all trying so hard. Do that for us. Do it for the black community. Because guess what? You're going to have a rude awakening because we out of that party. I'd rather for us to go independent and Republican or whatever you want to call it before we vote for another Democrat leader again. Because they're not for us. And that they're not for us as Americans, period. And they keep showing you every day on the news. You go watch CNN, MSNBC, Rachel Maddow, Morning Joe. Oh, these are my favorites. You can watch all of them. And they don't talk about what they're doing for us. They can't give you a leader. They're not doing anything.
Lucy, it is about color too, because we as black people have faced a different life environment than you as a white person. So yes, it has to do with our race too, because we're black Americans, and that's different than a white American. You have privilege, we don't. We get discriminated against. I get followed in stores. I get looked at and watched when I'm just trying to go get a simple item from the store. It's different for me as an American than it is for you as an American. So it is about race.
The thing about it is that we want legislation and laws and things passed for us. We want the same that you're giving to people who have not paid into our tax dollars, who have not labored in this country, have not been enslaved by this country, have not gone through what all Americans have gone through, and everything was handed to them. And you know what happens when you give a child everything? They rebel, they're unappreciative, they're angry, they're undisciplined. That's what the migrants, the illegals are. They feel so emboldened, they flying their flag like their country is so great, but you saying you want to leave that country, but you want to come here, but you want to burn our flag, and we supposed to say great? You're not going to, our soldiers died for this country. Y'all going to try to disrespect us? Really? Y'all going to come over here, you got to follow the laws in the country you left, but you want to come over here and tell our law enforcers what to do? Make it make sense. That's not how this works. We're going to speak the truth 2.0, and the communities that we're talking to and that we're going to reach, the black community. So that black vote that you're counting on, Democrats, hear me. It's not going to be the same for you in 2028. Keep ignoring us. Keep on. The White House. Let me see this one.
What's that? You all set to go? Well, it's a great honor to have the Prime Minister and the Crown Prince of Bahrain. That's a fancy two titles, I want to say. I don't know if I'd rather be the Prime Minister or the Crown Prince. I think I'd take the Crown Prince. And very importantly, your son, your beautiful son, who has a great reputation, you know.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Great reputation as a
Holding
smart,
Democrats accountable.
hardworking guy. So it's good
Todd.
to say hello to you. Congratulations. We've had a tremendous relationship, I have personally, with Bahrain over the years, and has been a fantastic ally. And anything they needed, we helped them, and anything we needed, they helped us. And we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, including the most perfect.
This is really great because it's Trump being a boss and getting respect from different countries. You know, I'm seeing people in the chat. It's like, when will you realize that the Democrats don't value you? They value the illegal immigrants over you. Democrats, like I just said in the chat, put illegals over Americans. Look at people like Van Hollen. Look at Mayor Bass, now going to be giving tons of money to illegals. They put illegals over you. The illegals living in luxury hotels, illegals getting cash assistance every month. People that are not legally even allowed to be in this country are getting more than you, an actual American citizen. And it's like, I don't know what else the Democrat Party has to do to you for you to wake up and realize they're not for you. The Republicans are the party that's for you. And this is me as a black man saying that to you. And that's
First time voter.
That's a first time voter, and that's rare for a black man, just a person black at all, to say that the Democrat Party isn't for you. It's the Republicans that's for you. And back to the video.
What's that? You all set to go? Well, it's a great honor to have the Prime Minister and the Crown Prince of Bahrain. That's a fancy two titles, I want to say. I don't know if I'd rather be the Prime Minister or the Crown Prince. I think I'd take the Crown Prince. And very importantly, your son, your beautiful son, who has a great reputation.
Thank you.
Hardworking guy, so it's good to congratulations. We've had a tremendous relationship, I have personally, with Bahrain over the years, and has been a fantastic ally. And anything they needed, we helped them. And anything we needed, they helped us. And we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, including the most perfect military maneuver that anybody's seen probably in 50 years, which took place a few weeks ago, and Iran knocked out their entire potential nuclear capacity. And it was obliterated. You know, I used that term, they said, well, maybe that's too much. I said, no, it turned out it was more than obliterated. They can't go back. And we're just really going to talk about some things, including trade. We're going to be discussing trade. We do a lot of trading with Bahrain. And we're going to have lunch after this, but we'll take some questions. At first, I'd like to ask the Crown Prince to say a couple of words. And he also has a father who's living and well and doing fantastically, as I understand it.
He is.
And somebody who's respected all over the Middle East and all over the world. And thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, one and all. It is indeed a great honor to be here on this fine morning to put into action the relationship that exists between our two countries. We will be
This is not funny. We trying to have a stream.
Moderators, let us know if you can hear us. Can I hear you?
Oh, they can hear us now.
Okay.
Okay, it's fixed now. Sorry about that, guys. So we got it fixed now.
Been $2.7 billion, and he didn't have proper clearance, et cetera, et cetera. So you know that's going on. So, you know, there could be something to that, but I think he's not doing a good job. He's got a very easy job to do. You know what he has to do? Lower interest rates.
Decide that you are going to fire him? Have you drafted a letter? So you didn't show a letter to Republican lawmakers last night?
No, I talked about the concept of fire him. I said, what do you think? Almost every one of them said I should. But I'm more conservative than they are. We jumped to that. In fact, we had 11 of the 12 people here yesterday, you know, for a very big bill having to do with crypto, etc., and other things. And all of the votes are going with us, every single vote. But during the conversation, when we were talking about it, I asked, what would you do about that? They all said we'd fire him.
Thank you for making the question, sir. You were in Pennsylvania yesterday and unveiled $92 billion worth of investments. One of those jumped out to $15 billion in Homer City to build the largest national gas power plant ever. I was at the rally where you told Homer City residents you would not forget them when the biggest coal plant in Pennsylvania goes down. Delivered for them yesterday. What message do you have to those residents?
Well, I'm happy. Homer City, I was there and I said, I'm going to produce something, I don't know what, because they shut down this massive coal plant, one of the biggest in the country. And it was just purchased by the gentleman that you met yesterday, very substantial man. I don't know if he's maybe not as substantial as you, I'm not sure, but he's pretty substantial. You know who I'm talking about. And they're going to spend billions of dollars on rebuilding it, and it's going to be the largest plant of its kind in the world, I believe, actually in the world, and it's going to be great. So we really fulfilled that promise to Homer City, but it's to Pennsylvania basically. I won Pennsylvania, and very conclusively won Pennsylvania. So I owe them a big debt of gratitude. But thank you for bringing that up. We raised 92. It's actually going over 100. So it'll be over $100 billion to be invested in Pennsylvania. It was Pennsylvania Energy Project. So we had, everybody was there. Larry Fink was there. I mean, everybody was there. Done a great job. The senator did a great job. And we were very proud. That was a great meeting yesterday. Thank you very much.
Actually, for each of you, so for the Crown Prince, are you planning on taking any of the Patriot missiles that you're going to receive from the United States and divert those to help Ukraine?
We have no current plans as we have an operational requirement inside Bahrain to keep them there for the present time.
He's got plenty of them, too.
And Mr. President, on the fentanyl bill,
They're wonderful. They're wonderful pieces of kit.
They work very well.
American technology is the best.
Yep.
and on the fentanyl bill, that you're
That's
signing,
maybe the most important part of this. He has his choice of everything, and we make the best military equipment by far in the world. There's nothing close, right?
Bar none.
Yeah. Thank you.
and on the fentanyl bill that you're signing today, do you hope that that's going to restart law enforcement cooperation with China on getting the fentanyl?
Yeah, I think China's been helping out. I mean, it's been a terrible situation for many years with fentanyl, but since I came here, we're talking to them, and they're making big steps. They're also, as you know, being penalized. You know that, right? They're being penalized with tariffs because of the fentanyl, but they want to do something. We'll see what happens.
Thank you, Mr. President. An American from Tampa was beaten to death. He was killed by Israeli settlers in the West Bank. His family has been calling on you to help prosecute his killers. Are you going to do that? An American from Tampa?
Yeah, your first sentence is really, go ahead.
An American citizen from Tampa, Florida, has been killed in the West Bank. His family has been asking you to prosecute him. Are you going to help find his?
Yeah, well, so first of all, have you seen yesterday, Ambassador Huckabee has asked the Israelis to conduct an investigation. We want to get all the information about who was involved. We protect all American citizens anywhere in the world, especially if they're unjustly murdered or killed. So we're gathering more information, but I hope you saw yesterday Ambassador Huckabee in Israel asked the Israeli authorities to produce an investigation and concrete information about who was responsible for his murder.
They're reporting that tomorrow. We have a meeting on it. They're going to be reporting that to me. Yeah.
Do you think that the Gulf area now is more secure, and do you believe that negotiation with Iran is necessary at this stage?
Well, I definitely believe that the volatility of the situation has been reduced. And we didn't know where it was going to go on the Sunday. We were very glad when we found out on the Monday. Let me put it that way. And should the Iranians want to negotiate, I believe the ball's in their court. That is the true reality of where we stand today. They are the ones that stand to benefit from a negotiation.
And they do. They want to negotiate. They want to negotiate badly. We're in no rush because, we said we could have made a deal. They should have made a deal.
Yeah.
And then we bombed the hell out of their various places. We're in no rush, but if they want to negotiate, we're here. Yeah.
Mr. President, I know you want to move past all this intrigue over the Epstein files, but I do want to ask you to clarify something you said this morning. You said this was all a hoax. Has your Attorney General told you this was a hoax? What evidence have you
No,
seen?
it's not the Attorney General. No, I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. It's been run by the Democrats for 4 years. You had Christopher Wray and these characters and Comey before him. And it's a bad group. It started, actually, look at the Steele dossier that turned out to be a total hoax. The 51 agents, the intelligence, so-called intelligence agents, it was a hoax. It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats, and some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net, and so they try and do the Democrats' work. The Democrats are good for nothing other than these hoaxes. They're bad for policy. They're bad for picking candidates that can get elected. Like in New York, we have a communist running. He may get elected too, actually, but he'll destroy the city. No, it's I call it the Epstein hoax. It takes a lot of time and effort. Instead of talking about the great achievements we've had, a great gentleman yesterday, as you know, went on CNBC and he made the statement that Trump may go down as the greatest president of all in the United States. And instead of talking about the things we've achieved, we've had tremendous achievement. They're wasting their time with a guy who obviously had some very serious problems, who died 3-4 years ago. I'd rather talk about the success we have with the economy, the best we've ever had,
That's
all
right.
of the things we've done, including the Middle East. I mean, you see it. Instead, they want to talk about the Epstein hoax. And the sad part is it's people that are really doing the Democrats' work. They're stupid people. Yeah, go ahead.
Coming into this meeting that you planned on firing Fed Chair Jay Powell, markets
Was that
reacted.
right? Those are reports, but they're not true.
So it would be useful to know, are you committed to picking someone from the outside? Are you going to interview individuals that are
So
on
many
board
people
right
that
now?
want that job. I have people that I've known a long time, they're calling me begging for the job. You know what you need there? A smart person with common sense, but you need a very smart person for that job. I think it's one of the easiest jobs in government. You show up once a month and you make a statement about where the economy's going. And we're going to raise or lower interest rates. It's probably the easiest job I've ever seen. That's why I'm trying to figure, why does he want to expand and add more people? He's going to add more economists to tell him what to do. But the economists, I was right, all the economists were wrong. They admitted it. They admitted it this morning. Why? Go ahead.
You mentioned fraud in an earlier answer. Are you saying you want to investigate the Fed chair for fraud related to this renovation?
Well, I think he's already under investigation. He spent far more money than he was supposed to on rebuilding. I didn't see him as being the kind of guy that would want to have parks, rooftop parks and everything else on top of buildings, but who wants to spend that money for the Fed? The Fed is supposed to sit there and say where interest rates are going and a couple of other very easy things to do. And he spent $2.5 billion. I think he's got some problems.
Thank you, sir. You also reported a monthly surplus in the month of June, $27 billion.
$25 billion.
A ton of money, with these new tariff rates coming into effect on August 1st, and we're bringing in even more tariff revenue specifically, how much revenue do you think we can consistently bring in from these tariffs, and how big of a game changer is this, not only for the economy, but also fiscal
Well,
responsibility?
we're going to be bringing in, already we've brought in over $100 billion. We'll be bringing in hundreds of billions of dollars. And the tariffs really haven't kicked in that much other than automobiles and steel. August 1st is a big day. August 1st is when very substantial money comes into our country.
Don't hide everybody.
We made deals with a lot of great places, but we had one yesterday, that was announced. We have another one coming up, maybe with India, I don't know, we're in negotiation. When I send out a letter, that's a deal. In other words, it's a deal. They don't want to ever say that, oh, how many deals have you made? The best deal we can make is to send out a letter. And the letter says that you'll pay 30%, 35%, 25%, 20%, in one case 50%, Brazil, because what they're doing to their former president is disgraceful. I know the former president, he fought like hell for the people of Brazil, that I can tell you. And I believe he's an honest man. I think what they're doing to him is terrible. So, yeah, we have some pretty good deals to announce, but every time we send out a letter, that's the deal. The big one really is going to be on the 150 countries that we're really not negotiating with, and they're smaller. We don't do much business with. Because you have a lot of countries, you have over 200 countries, and a lot of people don't know this, but we'll have well over 150 countries that we're just going to send a notice of payment out, and the notice of payment is going to say what the tariff, and it's all going to be the same for everyone, for that group. They don't, they're not big countries, and they don't do that much business. It's not like the ones that we've agreed with, like China, like Japan, where we're negotiating with them, but I think probably we'll live by the letter with Japan. We're very close to a deal with India where they opened up. Indonesia yesterday was, it wasn't an open country, now it is. And they have tremendous copper, quality copper, and probably the most copper. And we made a deal with Indonesia. We pay no tariff, zero, and we have total access to trade. That's a phenomenal deal for our companies. And we've agreed with them, as you know, on 19%. They pay 19%. And it's a good deal for them, it's a good deal for us in that case. But we have a number of them coming up. But overall, we're doing well, and we're taking in a lot of money, a lot of money. We have the number one, we have the most oil of any country in the world, even more than them, which is like but we have a little larger piece of land, right?
We do, sir.
But we're number one in the world in oil, and we're drilling, and today it's $64 a barrel, which is great, and that'll help stop wars, actually. You want to know the truth, it's going to help stop wars, and we hope to get it down a little bit more. But we have oil down to $2, $2.25, $2.15, numerous states. We had one at $1.98 a gallon, and that's a great thing. That's one of the reasons that inflation's in check. When you can do that, you stop inflation. What Biden did is he ended our policies, went to his policies with. He didn't have a policy. Some lunatic around the desk had a policy. Whoever operated the auto pen had a policy, which is, by the way, I think the biggest scandal. That's the scandal they should be talking about, not Jeffrey Epstein. The scandal you should be talking about is the auto pen, because I think it's the biggest scandal, one of them in American history. So the economy is doing really well, and people are seeing it. Yeah.
Will you ask Attorney General Pam Bondi to release more documents to finally put this controversy to bed?
Well, whatever's credible, she can release. If a document is credible, if a document's there that is credible, she can release. I think it's good. But it's just a subject. He's dead. He's gone, and all it is the Republicans. Certain Republicans got duped by the Democrats, and they're following the Democrat playbook. And no different than Russia, and all the other hoaxes. They're started by the Democrats, and some Republicans, in this case I was surprised, but they got duped.
But have you talked about it? Have you talked about it? Have you talked about it with her the last few days?
President, first of all, remember your high-ranking officials, whether it's been your FBI director or Hamad, they have made some inconsistent statements in the past. We've had.
Well, I don't know. I can't speak about him, but I can say that Pam Bondi, I really think that she's done very good. She says, I gave you all the credible information. And if she finds any more credible information, she'll give that too. What more can she do than that? I mean, honestly, what more can she do? And we do have bigger problems. You know, we have problems with millions of illegal people that came in here and they're killers and murderers. We have 11,888 murderers that were allowed into our country by Biden, sleepy Joe Biden, stupid Joe Biden. He allowed them into our country. And you know what? We got to do something about it. She's got a lot of things she's working on. And, you know, it's very sad that somebody can be waylaid, that just get waylaid, but I think she's doing a great job.
This morning, you mentioned past supporters when you were talking about the Epstein issue. Does that mean that you're effectively disowning any supporters who are now?
I lost a lot of faith in certain people. Yeah, I've lost because they got duped by the Democrats. The Democrats are good for nothing. They've done a terrible job. They almost destroyed our country. If I didn't get elected, all these numbers you're hearing about, they found $25 billion and another 25 is coming in and hundreds of billions of dollars is pouring into our country. And we just got the biggest tax cut in history. We just got the biggest regulation cuts in history. There'll be no tax on tips. There'll be no tax on Social Security. There'll be no tax on overtime. There'll be no tax on so many other things. You're allowed to deduct your interest from a car payment. That's never happened before. You borrow interest, you borrow money to buy a car if the car is made in America. And by the way, factories are being built all over America. Car factories, AI factories, but you get a deduction on your interest. Nobody ever thought of that before. It never happened before. And, you know, these are the things that they should be talking about. The big, beautiful bill is one of the greatest pieces of legislation ever in this country, and the Democrats have nothing to combat it. So they say, oh, it's death. Oh, that's good. And then they give it to the fake news, which is you and a few others. And the fake news talks about the bill is death. The bill is actually life. The bill is life and it saves our country. This bill is incredible. Look at the results already. So we have $16 trillion being invested in our country. And this great gentleman and his family just came in with another billions of dollars. And if he didn't like the country, if he didn't like where we were going, he's very smart. He'd come, maybe he wouldn't even come. I think maybe he wouldn't even come. He'd save your time. But because, you know, it's one of those things. But if he didn't like where this country was, he wouldn't be investing billions of dollars in this country. But think of it, $16 trillion, more than has ever been even contemplated before. And we haven't even started yet. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the success. And the Democrats have nothing to show for what they do. They almost destroyed. They allowed 25 million people to come into our country, gang members, jailbirds, from all over the world, not South America, from all over the world. They allowed them to come into our country from mental institutions, insane asylums, just walk right through. They couldn't come into your country. They couldn't come into any country in the world except our country. And they came in from the worst places, gang members, drug dealers. They all came in. Turn it off, please. They all came in. And I'm doing something about it. We have it under check right now. We got rid of a lot of the murderers already. Some of them we put in our prisons because they're so bad we don't want to take a chance in putting them in a foreign prison, have them come back. But we've done a great job. Our country's in great shape. We literally have the hottest country anywhere in the world right now. And it's true what the king said, what a lot of people said. We were a dead country. 1 year ago, we were a dead country. We were laughed at all over the world. We had Afghanistan with that horrible embarrassment, most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. Look what happened with Russia and Ukraine. That should have never happened. Look what happened with Israel. That would have never happened. Hamas had no money. Iran had no money. There was no money to do an attack like that. All these things that happened that wouldn't have happened if you had good leadership. And that's what you should be talking about. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was a great meeting. I wanted to read to you guys all of the money that's been invested into America from the different companies. So you see that Trump, you got to remember that he's a billionaire. He's a businessman also, and he's been bringing in great wealth and money to this country. So I'll read it for you. So Apple did a $500 billion investment into the United States. NVIDIA did a $500 billion investment over 4 years to build AI supercomputers. SoftBank did a $500 billion investment into the U.S. IBM did a $150 billion investment into the U.S. Micron did a $200 billion investment. It's so many. It's so many to read. Johnson Johnson, $55 billion. I'm not going to read all of it because you can look it up yourself. But Trump is about to help fix this economy that Joe Biden has destroyed and ruined. And you have to realize Trump has done all this in just it's been like 5 or 6 months as president. So Trump is really working hard every single day to make this country great again and make it like how it was when he was president the last time. I don't know what people expected from Kamala, what you think she would have done to help this country when she was a part of what destroyed this country. But Kamala would have gotten no respect from the world leaders, and not all these companies would be investing into the United States if it wasn't for Trump. So I'm really thankful and glad that he's president and we can get this country back on track and get it in order, because it's gotten completely out of order thanks to Joe Biden and Kamala and the Democratic Party. Me and my mom were thinking that Obama was the one running the administration. But when we started thinking about it, we think of someone that's more of a top dog than Obama. And I was just asking people in the chat, who do you think was running the country when Joe Biden was president? Because we don't think it was Obama. And when Trump was asked that at one of his rallies, I believe the rally that me and my mom went to, and he said he doesn't believe it's Obama either. So who do you think was running this country if it wasn't Obama for Joe Biden? Because Kamala, she wasn't running it. Who was running the country? It's a question to think about. But I really pray and hope the Democrats never win again. I don't think they're going to win for a long time unless they start acting like Republicans. But after all we've been through, people have been died. Recently, a girl was set on fire by an illegal immigrant. She went to sleep on a train ride and got set on fire. That's how demonic and evil some of the people who've been allowed into this country is. There's gang members now. New York now is Gotham City without Batman. But Trump's going to try to fix everything, but he only got 4 years, which is not a lot of time to undo what has been did. Like what Kamala said, what has done has been already did, those word solids. But happy that Trump is back. And just grateful we have a president. But it's like, who's next after Trump? Is it J.D. Vance? Is it Tulsi? That's a party that I would vote for. I would vote for Tulsi and J.D. Vance. I think Tulsi would be a great first female president, not Kamala. I think Tulsi would do a great job at that. But yeah, so that was a great meeting. He's getting respect from different world leaders, which is great. Something that Joe Biden couldn't get, something that Kamala definitely wouldn't have gotten. I don't think any world leader would have took Kamala seriously. They probably would have laughed at her in her face. But Trump is getting respect, and he's giving us honor, what we deserve as a country, and making this country great again. But it's hard for me too as a black man to tell people that I'm for Trump and for the Republican Party, because most of my black brothers and sisters, they're Democrats, so it's hard for me to say, hey, I voted for Trump, hey, I'm a Republican. I try to keep that more to myself and just keep my politics aside, the friendship or even the relationship, because people of my community usually are Democrats. I think, what is it, Mom, 93%?
Well, 93% voted for Trump because we're still a lost community.
Yeah.
That we're not going to get it back probably until Jesus come back. I mean, I don't know what else that the Democrat leadership party has had every opportunity to make it better for the black community. They've had the presidency, they've had the Senate, and they had the House of Representatives. And even with all that, they still didn't try to pass anything, not even the George Floyd bill, the John Lewis bill. They didn't try to do anything, even seeking reparations for American black citizens, because when you have a group of people that are not doing on the level that they should be doing, and when you give them a helping hand, then the whole United States does well. The whole United States. I mean, I don't know why they would take money that they claim they didn't have. They jump. We say reparations for black people. Everybody, they get angry, they get upset, but they don't have any problem with 14 plus million illegal immigrants have entered this country that was given reparations. That's what they got.
Yeah.
Because they came in homeless. But we didn't just give them reparations. We gave them luxury hotels. We gave them college, health care, Medicaid, Social Security. We gave them, they received everything that our American citizens don't receive. But when you say that, oh, they shouldn't get this or get that, but then there will be less crime, there will be more opportunity. And this is something that, because our ancestors did not have the opportunity to reap the benefits of their slave labor, that does not mean that their ancestors shouldn't reap the benefits. That doesn't mean that, because if you could give it to people who are non-American, who aren't citizens, who have entered the country illegally, I don't want to hear anything else. I don't want to hear anything else. Because when it comes to black people, it's always, oh, y'all could just take a back seat, oh, y'all don't need this, or don't do that for y'all. It's like, it's always don't do anything for black people. Then why in the hell are we voting for you? Why are we voting for you? Why, when everybody else can demand something, Japanese, every other ethnicity have gotten reparations except for black Americans, it wasn't, we were enslaved.
I mean, but look at it, even Obama didn't do anything for black
Obama was a plan for the LGBTQ.
Yeah.
Obama was not a black president. He was a gay president. His agenda, they put him in office for a gay agenda. He flipped the United States, and then he wanted to do the same thing to Africa. He wanted to hold back and put liens on them and tariffs on them because he wanted them to go along with the gay agenda, and Africa said no. They didn't care what you took from them. They said, we are not going to follow that agenda, Obama.
Yeah.
So he was elected for that agenda. Biden was elected for transgenders and open borders, illegal immigrants, and abortion. So they all had their agenda, but they changed the party. It's not the same party of yesteryear. So I'm like, today, as an American, I see what this government can do for people who are not even supposed to be here. And I see their lack of compassion for American citizens. The Democratic Party has a lack of compassion for American citizens. They have stepped over the homeless vets. They didn't want to celebrate the 250th birthday of the United States Army. 250 years that it was more important to them to do a No Kings protest, and they patted themselves on the back because they thought they won by not celebrating our military.
Like we said.
250 years, y'all could take a day off. Oh, thank you. Wow, they gave 100.
Wow.
Thank you, Jared. Oh my God.
Appreciate it.
God bless you.
God
Thank
bless
you.
Thank you.
God is good. We work hard at this, you guys. This is all in our time, and we pray that God said you can't outdo him in giving. Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And the same measure you meet shall be measured unto you again. So we speak blessings over you. We thank you for your gift, because I know we pray that God will multiply it, that he will multiply it for you, blessing us, because that's what you call a blessing. So we do thank you, and we don't take it lightly. That might be the first time we got it. But we're going to stand on business, and we're going to stand on truth. We're going to stand on it. And I hope that you come back to the channel. I hope that you continue to support us just by showing up. You know,
It's like the supporters
Jared,
we have,
Jared,
but they're
yeah.
usually quiet. But that's the support we have
Yeah,
on the channel.
yeah. We standing on business.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue to stand. And we just pray that God will just bless you and continue to bless
Just
you.
right down.
Like that? I got it. You know, because God is good. And all the time, God is good. But it has to come to a point that we are putting America first. And when Trump started talking about America first, we are Americans. And this is the first time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. God bless you. We pray that God bless you, beloved above all. I wish that thou may prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prosper. That's for both of you, Jared and Jared and Richard Miller.
Can someone explain to me why, Faya, can you explain to me why Joe Biden pardoned his entire family? Instead of saying the same thing over and over again?
Let them answer that. Because I'm waiting to hear how it's okay to pardon your entire family.
Done.
Because you pardon criminals. So for him to have to pardon his entire family, and the news media, you can see how, you know what's going on with the news media, who we're influenced by, and I'm guilty of it, is the news media is controlled by the Democratic Party. All the leadership, all the news programs, like 90% of the news programs is mainstream media is liberal. It's on the left. The only people that's not on the left are Fox News. And now I think they have News Nation or something. I don't know. But all the news media. And then you look at Hollywood. Hollywood has entered into they're political as well. All your billionaires and millionaires are from Hollywood. All these billionaires they talk about, that's the left. That's your Mark Zuckerberg. That's your Mark Cuban. That's your Bill Gates. That's your Oprah Winfrey. That's your Jay-Z. All these people are billionaires. Hollywood is nothing but billionaires and and so is our Congress. That's why Bernie Sanders and them, they'll talk about millionaires are getting paid because they are millionaires. That's why they talk about billionaires now. And we should be thankful that Trump is a billionaire. No. You know why? You know why? They can't buy him. He don't need their money. They can't buy him.
No fish to see. He's arguing with himself because
they
we're not
can't
applying.
They can't control him. They can't. That's why they didn't want him to be president, because like my son was saying, that we don't believe that Obama, I thought it was Obama that was actually running the Democratic Party, the open borders. Somebody came up with this big, bright idea. They say, we get the presidency, we're going to take it from Trump, and we're going to make sure he doesn't get back in. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to undo on day one all his executive orders on the border. They erase. And they open up the border, and their goal was to get as many people inside of this country as quickly as possible in 4 years. Because if they vetted them, the majority of them wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So they didn't want that. Their goal. Then when we start talking about how they were coming over the border, guess what they did? They start flying them in. They start flying these people in.
And their thought was them having children here, so they'll be American citizens.
Yeah. So that was, like my son said, they start flying them and want to give birth here, so they think, okay, they can become American. They get to stay. They get to jump the line of people that are going through the process of going through the citizen and naturalization process. And see, when you go through the process, you learn to respect this country. You learn the values. You learn the things that you can be proud about. These people came in, there's nothing to be proud of because they don't know America. They don't know American history. They don't know, they came with their third world cultures, and they brought it here because that's what they left. They weren't taught how to be American and American values. And that's why we have all this unrest. That's why we have this divide. And then the Democrats try to swing that we are against immigrants. We are not. That's a lie. The Republican Party, non-voters, American citizens are not against immigrants. We're against illegal immigrants. Apply for citizenship.
Mia did a comment about black people. I'm gonna read it because it's so stupid. I want to hear your response.
You want to
She-
give her that floor?
Yeah, she said that because it's about black people.
It
She
doesn't
said,
matter. She could.
well, we want to talk to the black community. She said, that's a big lie, and you are telling this lie so boldly. You are lazy, and a lot of us black people are lazy. That's why we don't have an opportunity. You're mad because these
No
immigrants,
opportunity.
these immigrants came over to work.
No, they didn't. You are so blinded, and Jesus will be back before we wake up. What else has to be done? You like abortion? You like them running on abortion because they couldn't run on policy because they destroyed the goddamn country, right? They didn't even run on policy. They were in office, not Trump. What did they do for black Americans? Tell me what they did for us. What they want to offer you? Welfare? We're supposed to stay on welfare when we are geniuses, we're smart. You know, education is for all of us. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. You can become whatever the hell you want to be in this country. You do not need handouts. As far as illegal immigrants, they're supposed to apply for citizenship. How do we take care of them and don't take care of our own citizens? We're not taking care of our vets. We're not taking care of our homeless. They living in forests. They on the street. You know they on the street. You know the people in North Carolina, after they had the hurricane, Milton and Helene, that they have been living in tents until Trump took office? Are you aware of that? Are you aware that they used FEMA money for the illegal immigrants? So when we had the wildfires in California and the hurricanes in Florida and North Carolina, there was no money? You know they only offered them $750? How do you lose everything? Your house, your job, your community, your family, your school, your groceries. Lose everything and see what $750 will do for you. See how long would that last you? You know what food costs? They made the food prices go up. And inflation and interest. These are the people you're talking. I know, because I'm a legislative director. This is ridiculous. It took me a while to wake up too. I understand, because majority of my family people, they're on that Democrat train. They're on that Democrat train. They don't know they are the wolves in sheep clothing. They were the Ku Klux Klan. They were Jim Crow. They the ones that keep us suppressed. They've been in office, and why do they refuse to give us an anti-hate crime bill? But illegal immigrants, they catch and release them if they murderers, if they rapists. They could rape children, and they're capturing them and releasing them. They could kick cops in the head, and they could flip them off, and they release them within an hour. Black people are dead on arrival.
They said in 2023.
Bullshit.
They said in 2023, when Joe Biden was president, the U.S. government gave approximately $71.9 billion in foreign aid, covering economic and security assistance.
So read it loud and clear. You gotta read it loudly so they can hear it.
He said in 2023, the U.S. government gave approximately $71.9 billion in foreign aid, covering economic and security assistance. We gave $16.6 billion to Ukraine, $1.8 billion to Ethiopia, $1 billion to Afghanistan, and $1 billion to Somalia. And Ukraine received the largest share, which was $16.6 billion.
That was just that year. But that's not the total for the last few years.
And Ukraine has received $113 billion in U.S. aid, while with Congress approving a total of $175 billion.
You know what I'm saying is that it's time for us to wake up. And even though there are black people that won't get off the Roland Martin train and the Al Sharpton train and Ricky Smiley train and D.L. Hughley bullshit train, and we won't, and let's not forget, drum roll, the new Dr. Martin Luther King, Jamal freaking Biden, who say that it's all right for two men to be married together, and he's pushing all these ungodly agendas.
Don't shop at Target. That actually helps the black
That actually help black people. They're giving $2 billion for black people, colleges and everything, and he got black people thinking DEI is a black issue when it's not. Black people are not DEI. diversity, equity,
It's
inclusion.
white women.
It did not benefit us at all. But you know, when they want to show your face, they put black people when we're not the face of DEI.
And you guys can look
Tired
it up.
of it.
You guys can look it up. It helps all these other communities, mainly white women.
You can look at some of our videos. You'll have to go back. We did a whole thing on the DEI, who benefits from it and who doesn't. Number one is white women. The majority of people that benefited from DEI are white women, followed by, Latinos, Hispanic, Asians, indigenous, disabled, seniors, vets. It goes on. Black people were number 9.
But
That meant only like 1% of us had any benefit from freaking DEI. I
But-
think it was 2%.
but to give you guys context,
Crazy. We perish for lack of
but
knowledge.
to give you guys context, why I talked about how much money we're giving to other countries is to show you what Joe Biden's administration gave instead of investing into the United States. Is why I read that, to give you guys context.
And how much money did Joe Biden bring in for America?
Yeah.
How much money did Joe Biden and his administration bring into the country, like with Trump bringing trillions of dollars in? Within his first few months, he got trillions of dollars worth of deals coming into this country. He's making them be fair to the United States. That's what the tariffs about. That we're paying tariffs to 170 countries. We don't have a problem with that, right, y'all? But they charging us more than everybody else. So we got somebody, why would you go into a supermarket and buy a bag of apples? For you, the apples are $20 a bag. But for someone else, the apples are $1 a bag. That's what's going on with the tariff war. We're paying the $20 for the bag of apples, and everybody else in all the other countries are being charged $1. Trump said they need to just be fair with us. And y'all don't want him to fight for that. Y'all fight him about stuff y'all don't even know about. On everything. While we allow an inactive Democratic Party to do nothing for us. Nothing for us. We don't demand them to reduce housing. We don't demand them to do anything about Medicare, Medicaid. They scream and holler, they do nothing. Their only job requirement, do y'all know what their only job requirement for the Democratic leadership is? To point at Trump. That's it. They don't have to work. All they have to do is point at, no matter what Trump is doing, whether it's good or bad, point at Trump. That's all they're required to
And
do.
illegal immigrants.
That's it. And the only other requirement is to give you one-word talking points or 2-word. No king, Epstein. Just give you a talk, because there's no substance, there's no groundwork. But they can't give you one news conference what they're doing for us as Americans. Not one. But they do fit all of these unknown Democrat leadership you never heard of, like the ones in California. You got them stepping up trying to get arrested by ICE. I'm trying to see what's going on. I want to know what's happening to the detained criminals. See what's happening to these men and women that are serving in American prisons. Go check out their conditions. Go check that out. Because see, it won't be no news media, right? See what they're going through, their living conditions. You so concerned about criminals' living conditions? Check theirs out. Check out why they're being raped in our American prisons and nothing is being done about it. How about getting on that? They're already in jail paying for their crimes. Why are they being raped and murdered in there and nothing's being done about it? Find out about that. But you're so busy running to detainment centers, and the ICE, when they go in, they have already studied these people. They're asked the freaking Democratic sanctuary cities, because that's where they act, because they protected there more than you are as Americans. They're asking, let us just pick them up in the prisons. Why won't they let them get them out the prison? Then they won't be on your streets. Then people won't get caught up in the crossfire when they're not after you. But they got people acting like a fools. They all wrapped up. You can't, because they don't want their neighbors to know who they are. They don't want their jobs to know who they are. If y'all so right, why y'all covered up? And what you're doing is so righteous. Why are they more covered up than that are mass rapists. They're all covered up. And they're throwing rocks and stuff that could kill those officers. They're doing all of this. And nobody's saying anything. They're all wrapped up. Unidentified. They don't want to go to their job. They was in a rally and this is what they were doing. Or go next door to their neighbor. Because in your neighborhood you got Republicans, Democrats, non-voters. You got everybody living together. Your neighbor might have voted Democrat and your other neighbor voted Republican. Or didn't vote at all. We're all entwined together. So my congressman is a Democrat. But I voted Republican. He has to represent me too. They're supposed to be representing us. But they want to keep this divide going on instead of us coming together, one nation under God. I want them working together. I don't want them working against the president, everything he does. If you got a better goddamn idea, let us know about it. Because so far, there's nothing there. They're supposed to work things out. That's what Congress is for. They're supposed to come to a happy medium for us. Not for people who are not citizens of this country. No, we didn't vote for this. No, Americans did not vote for this mess. We didn't vote for this. We voted that our government would do right by us. Like any other country. You're not going to go to China and demand them to take better care of you than their citizens. You're not going to go to Russia and demand them, you're going to overthrow their law enforcers and tell them what they better do for you, and you're going to fly your flag from your country. It's crazy. It's absurd.
You're not going to burn their flag.
You burn their flag, they're going to shoot you on the ride. They're not going to allow that at all. The stuff that they're getting away with because the Democrats' leadership are pushing this. They're pushing the violence. They're pushing the anger. They're pushing the unrest. Like Americans don't want immigration. And that's a lie. I'm telling you, that's a lie. We want people to come in here legally. We want them vetted. Because they let in people I've never even heard about. I know now all the damn gang names. All this wasn't in our country. That's what they made our country unsafe, is what they did. That's what they've done. And it's going to be years of all this stuff going on because what they have done is detrimental to the United States of America. And that's a fact. Thank you. Thought on Epstein. Okay, Epstein, there's a lot to that. He's not my priority. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care who people had sex with, and I don't care who you go to sleep with. That's not my priority. I care about here and now. But the Epstein, I think that Trump's administration releasing files have done more than all the previous. Why didn't Biden's administration release it? And I know if they had something on Trump, the way that he was almost assassinated, tried to take him off the ballot, tried to imprison him, made him a felon. If they had anything on him, they would have, they most definitely would have, because they tried to stop that man every type of way possible from becoming president. So I don't know who on the list, but I believe that it's some big, powerful, powerful, powerful people that's on that list. And I think it would take down some powerful people. That's what I think that will happen. Your priority isn't children getting abused. My priority is children getting abused. That's why that goddamn Joe Biden administration, they all need to be in jail. You want to talk about abuse? Tell me about the 350,000 children that are missing, that are probably being raped, sold into slavery, and dead. Talking about caring, they don't even bring it up. They allow that to go. Tell me about their administration allow these drag queens in our children's schools. In our children's schools, teaching them everything that's ungodly. How these men dress up, these big 6'8" men dress up like women, and pushing that LGBTQ agenda on our children. That's abuse. You want to talk about abuse? Y'all not looking at what the kids are going through, right? I have a problem with how our children are reading at the levels like 5 grades below their level because that's not a priority. All the illegal immigration, those kids came in not being able to speak English. They put our children even further back after COVID. Our kids are going to be growing up dumb, for lack of a better word. They are so behind, and especially in comparison to the rest of the world. You want to talk about abuse? I care that our children were not a priority for this country. I care that they got illegal immigrants running around, that they empty out the fitness swelling jails, and they let out over 15,000 convicted rapists and all these different rapists that have raped children that they have just let right out of prison. The Democratic Party has allowed these kids to be raped and some murdered and allowed them to be left out of they catch and they have released them back out onto the street. Check out Boston and Boston mayor. They're raping children and allowing them to be put back out on the street. Talking about abuse.
Where was it?
Did I miss anything?
Where was it at where they had the AKs in like the hotel room, the illegals?
What?
They were in like the motel.
In Colorado, they had them taking over apartment buildings.
With guns, with freaking assault rifles.
We see everything to see. When thing about content creators, you have boots on the ground. There are people on the ground like Cash Jordan, different phenomenal content creators. And like we do, we listen to ground news. We get our news from ground news. You need people to show the left and the right view so that it's not being biased. But I am so disgusted at what has happened. At least admit that. At least admit that part of the truth. People won't even admit that. That's the truth. You know, and the talking point of Epstein, I'll be glad when they just release the list. So then y'all got to find another freaking word because they're not Americans. They don't talk about housing, inflation, just, you know, better economy, interest rates, housing, education, none of that stuff. They're not talking about. Tell me something that you want to talk about that benefit Americans. Because we're American. I know people be on here from around the world, but we're talking about America, Americans, USA. Let's be specific. I'm talking about the United States of America. United States of America. I want us to focus on us.
One nation under God.
Not on everyone else. Our president got to focus on stopping wars in India and Pakistan. He got to try to focus on stopping the war that Biden administration allowed to happen with Ukraine and Russia and Israel and Gaza and all.
Take out the trash. How is he doing that to the economy when he just became president like 5 months ago?
They know it's all they trying to blame. They blamed him, and he said I was only in office a few days, and they tell me about eggs, and I just got there. I'm not helping Trump do anything. I don't think that I have enough voice in society to help Trump. How is that benefiting Trump? How is that benefiting Trump? Well, you know what? How helping Trump cover up for Epstein. Epstein is no longer here. So Epstein couldn't care less what people think. Because right now, hopefully he gave his life to Christ. Because there's a life after this. That second life. And that's the eternity. That you got to answer to God. And all of us are going to stand before God one day. But if that's your priority, then you run with it. I have a lot more priorities than your Democrat talking point. I really don't care about Epstein and Diddy and all these perverted people that have been around since the beginning of time. You know, when you get whatever list, what is it going to do for you? Like, what difference is it going to make in your life? That we can't cover up for anyone, nor are we trying to. Everyone holds Trump accountable for everything. But my thing is nobody holds the Democrat accountable for nothing. And all this bullcrap. And you know who's probably going to be mostly on that list? Hollywood. The biggest people that ever, the billionaires. It's big dogs on that list. The big dogs. The rich. The super rich. Your Mark Zuckerberg. Those people that got the Amazon money. Those are the type. We talking about big wheels. Okay? That's who's on the list. That's who's on. And Hollywood totally have been involved. And that's all the people he's been around. It's been Hollywood. Hollywood. Your athletes. Your prince and kings of England or whatever. Or Prince Edward. All of them hung out with this man. And the truth will manifest. If that's going to make your life and it's going to change your life, then you follow that. I have a bigger calling than who on the Epstein list. It's my people, my community, that we wake the hell up and we start looking at people that's running for office. Look at their policy. If they don't offer us anything, don't vote for them. Don't vote for them. Let them earn our votes. If they have nothing to offer us, don't vote for them. Period. That's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on America first. That's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on us doing better, being better neighbors, being a better country, being one nation under God. And not this divide, this red and blue. That even after election, the Democrats still pushing their illegal immigration policy. But they're doing everything they can to rile up Democrats and illegals. They all wrap themselves up so people can't recognize them, and they're out there trying to push an agenda when the majority of this country voted for the deport all of them. All of them. The majority of Americans, they look at CNN. That's a left-wing, one of the number one top news programs that I've always watched. The majority of Americans want them gone, and that's the truth. We see this stuff.
And how you guys feel about Mayor Bass giving money to illegal immigrants instead of giving money to Section 8 or the projects?
What did he say?
You're not focusing on child abuse, sad.
What part of child abuse?
I don't get that.
What part of child abuse are you talking about that I'm not focused on? What? 350,000 missing kids? Kids being subjected to transgenders and drag queens trying to teach them that to be involved in same-sex relationships as children? Kids being raped and the rapist being let back out on the street? Well, I'm confused about the child abuse.
Yeah, Jennifer said Mayor Bass.
Oh, you talking about the kids that were found on these marijuana farms, the 10 kids that they had out there working?
Yeah.
You talking about it's a lot of child abuse that's been going on with the Democratic Party. That child abuse?
Yeah, Jennifer said Mayor Bass should be put in jail.
She need to be locked up right now.
Yeah.
Then you got to be talking about that child abuse. That's what you have to be talking about. See, you like the same sex stuff being pushed on our children. That's emotional, spiritual child abuse.
Yeah,
or the kids that they got working out on them farms, right?
Yeah, you're getting blocked, dude. Jesus Christ would be proud of us for what we're doing right now.
You gotta let us talk so they can hear it, Elijah.
Yeah.
We gotta speak the word.
Jesus Christ would be ashamed of us.
Well, we know the truth. Jesus, let me just be clear. Jesus is not in abortion. Jesus is holy. God is holy. He's without sin. The devil is sin. God is holy. There's no sin in God. God is not for same-sex marriages. God is not for transgender. There is only one creator. There's no such thing as transgender. There is only man and woman. There's not a doctor that will ever exist that can recreate the human body. They cannot change your DNA. That will never happen. Don't save yourself. Don't get mutilated. For God's sakes. You want to be with the same sex. Don't let these doctors cut off your body parts. Don't allow them to mutilate you. They cannot change your gender.
And don't force someone to kiss either.
And that's child abuse. Don't force, talking about child abuse. They're trying to force that agenda on the children. That's child abuse. With Jesus covered for Epstein, what is this? Do you know Epstein? Did you know him? Are you on the list? Are you on the list? Do you know what this is what God said in John 3:16? For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever shall believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. That blood is for all of us. Epstein, I don't know if he had any walk with Jesus. Because the only way you're going to go to heaven is through the Son. You could be the nicest person in the world. You could be kind to everyone. You could be give to millions of people. You could cure cancer, and that's not going to get you to heaven. The only way you're going to go to heaven is through the Son, except Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior. And he died for your sins, and he rose again. That's the only way. Period. Now, with Epstein, whether he went to heaven, that's between him and God. Did he give his life before he took his last breath to God? Because you got to confess with your mouth and believe in your heart. You can't just say, I believe in you. You gotta confess it and believe it. Believe it. So whether he did that before he passed, I have no idea. But the blood was available to him while he was alive. Just like it's available to you. It's available to you as well. And that's the honest to God truth. See, people get too deep. We don't know people walks.
The truth isn't about us.
We don't know people walks. But hope to God that being in prison, he repented. That's what the blood is for. You can repent of your sins and ask God for forgiveness. That's what the blood is for. But if he didn't do that, he had a one-way ticket to hell. And that's for all of us. Anybody that don't repent and give their life to Christ, you're going to stand before God. And I think that's going to be a terrifying thing, especially when people have been telling you that the blood is available, give your life to Christ, and you don't accept that invitation, and then you get before God, and you're going to stand before him, and he's going to pass judgment. Your name is not written in the Lamb book of life. You're done. And that's eternal. That's for eternity. Damnation.
I was about to say that.
Forever. There's no end to it. Of the suffering, you're going to have everything. You're going to be feeling pain. They're going to be ripping, the demons going to be ripping your flesh out. You're going to be burning a lake of fire. There'll be no thirst. There'll be darkness. No, God is the worst thing. You'll be without God. You imagine that there's no relief of the pain and agony forever? Our lives here is a vapor. It go by like that. You young and then you old. Just like that. So whatever his relationship, maybe you know him. I don't know I don't know about his relationship with God or what he did while he was here. But I know he's a fall child for everything that's been going on. Because it looked like a lot of people was involved with this man. And we're not talking about everyday people like ourselves. We're talking about the elites. Those are the ones that was involved with him. But I don't care about what they do. I don't care who they slept with. I don't care. That in 2025, that's not my focus. My focus is us coming together as one nation under God. My focus is America first. My focus are the children in America that have better opportunities. For young people to be able to buy houses because the interest rates are low enough for them to even afford a home. These are my focuses. My focus is for black people, my community, to wake the hell up and realize the Democratic Party been in charge and have had all the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and they haven't done nothing for us. And we just run to the polls All they do is put Kamala talking about she black, which we knew she was an Indian, and we run to the polls. That's all we do. We run right to the polls and just give our votes away for somebody shaking their behind. You must not be from this country, because Sunali, I don't know how to pronounce your name, Mawani, you're not. You're not even American. Why is that an issue for you? Tell me, why do you care so much about the Epstein files? Why do you care? What is that going to do for your life? Are you even American? Why? See, the Democrats want us to be. I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on opportunity and a better America for the United States of America.
This stream isn't about that.
No, but it's okay. It's like this person is not. Are you American? Because your name don't even sound American. You know, are you American? Like, you keep asking about this Epstein. Why don't I care? Why should I care about him? Look, we got 99 problems, and that's not the one I'm focused on. That is not, that's for your one-word Democratic leadership that ain't doing shit for us. That's for them. And they probably on the list. Because if they had any dirt to what they did to Trump, they most definitely would have revealed it. But like I said, I believe, if you're asking my opinion, because I don't follow it, because I'm more concerned about America, USA, America first. Black community waking up. I'm gonna do a lot more, because we need to wake up. We're not gonna give our votes away. We're not giving them away any longer. We're not gonna just vote Democrat because down the ballot, because you tell us we need to vote Democrat. Oh, it's gonna be so bad for us. Worse than this, really? Really? Trump did more for us than the Democrats. How did that happen? How did Trump do more for us than freaking Obama? Wasn't he black? Obama, we weren't even on his radar. Black people say, oh, we got a black president, 2 terms. Ain't do a damn thing for black people. But he did everything for LGBTQ. They got a whole Pride Month. They got same-sex marriages out of him. And that goes against nature. Y'all know it goes against everything.
They say Kamala's black. Why, as the vice president, why didn't she do anything for black people?
Yeah, well, she wasn't black. She black as long as she was trying to be president. But she already said she wasn't going to do nothing for black people. And we're going to run and vote for them anyway. Because Trump is the boogeyman. Trump the boogeyman. Trump the one. Trump is the one that's bringing opportunity. And it's one thing that Trump said, that black people and the Democrats try to spin it when he talked about black jobs. He didn't know how to say it, but the illegal immigrants hurt the black community. The jobs that they get, they don't all work on freaking farms. There ain't 14 million people working on goddamn farms that came in. We already had the people working on farms that already been here. Okay, not the new ones that came in. But there's a lot of incarceration of black men when they come out of prison, because now they are felons. Now they have records. So they were getting those construction jobs. Did you see nothing but the illegal immigrants? Those were black jobs. You know those landscaping jobs? Like in my community, all the landscapers, they immigrants, legal immigrants. Those were black jobs.
Car washes, housekeeping.
The car washes, the housekeeping, the hotels, all that, customer service, all that stuff were jobs that were obtained by black people. That's when Trump looked at the job. When he was the president, black employment was up here. We had an extremely high black employment rate. And he was looking at, when he was ever president, that the only people that were being hired, that had a higher hiring, was illegal immigrants over all Americans, but especially black people. So it hurt our community. And I'm going to do a video on it. I'm going to do a Target video probably tomorrow, because I'm going to do the Superman video. I'm doing that later on, so that's coming next. But I'm going to do probably Target. I'm going to do that video tomorrow to show you how much it hurt the black community.
Yeah.
That we're fighting against our own best
Because
interests.
people are not getting it, but Trump gets the reports that we don't get. He
Right.
can see all the data and see all the
That we don't
information
see.
that we don't see. So when he said that they're hurting the black jobs, they're hurting the black jobs.
Hey, but see, they wasn't saying, our black employment rate went way down when they allowed illegal immigrants to come in. It hurt our community that took a hit. And then they piled them in our communities and used our taxpayer dollars and won't do and took away from us. Ask Chicago people. Ask them. Ask them. Ask them. Omar, you talking about debate you. I don't get first of all, the thing that I do is communicate. I'm not going to get on and I don't have to argue with you because the truth is in me. Because when I speak with passion, speak from what I passionately feel about. It's not about, and you know what, I am going to have people to come on, but it's going to be people who are members, people maybe who are moderators, people who give to this channel. I'm not just going to debate you. Who are you? Elijah, look at them and see if they even have a channel. Omar Miller. When this is over, leave your email in the comment. Leave your email. Because when the stream goes down, the chat goes down. And I need people to come back and leave y'all comments. Because you know what? We be having like 5,400 people in the chat. But then when it goes down, there's no comments. And I can't see your comments like this. But when you leave a comment, we will respond to it. And I want you guys to remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We do have membership. Right now we got our first member, Debbie, and her membership is special friends. So look into membership. And I do have another channel that I started. It's called Pray Till All Here. I'm gonna put the link in for my new channel. That's for people who want prayer, people who want some word of God. That's my calling. Okay, so y'all can, subscribe to my channel, Pray Till All Here. Pray Till All Here. That's the name, Pray Till All Here. So I want you guys to subscribe to that channel because I want to go live with it so people can call in for prayer and we can talk about if you're going through mental health issues, stress, depression, loneliness, abuse, whatever the case may be.
Now Omar he's spamming that we're communicating feelings, not facts.
We don't care about that. We don't care about that. We are not MSNBC. We are not Fox News. We are Americans. This is coming from how our facts, how we feel.
I literally broke down the companies that are given to America now.
We be getting everything from facts, and we be pulling facts up. We'll be putting more ground news up, and you guys, we're probably going to, let them, hopefully, will become a brand, one of our brands that we'll put on ground news. So you can have more insight, and they're non-biased. They look at the left and they're right. And whenever I bring someone debate, I might be looking at the left and the right and the differences, and that's what I'm gonna get my news source from.
Someone said in the chat they're saying that you won't debate them because you're weak, but they don't even have a channel.
They don't have a channel?
No, they don't have anything on their channel.
No, dog. You're not coming on here. You don't have any channel or whatever. You gotta, if somebody want to debate, because we had another guy that wants to debate, but at least he said he had 50,000 subscribers. Eventually we might do something with him. But we're not going to come on and whatever I believe, you're not going to change my opinion because I'm going to lean more with God every shape of the way. Every step of the way, I'm going to be more with God, not with a party, with God. So if it go against the word of God, I'm not here for it. I'm not going along with it. And I'm about what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. But now we live in a society that are calling wrong right and right wrong. Illegal immigration is a wrong. It broke the law. They broke the law. They're not supposed to be here. That's period. We have laws for a reason. Either you follow the laws or you don't. You don't pick and choose what laws to follow. All this, the Democrats are playing the Democratic Party like puppets. I was one of them. Playing like puppets. They telling you when to be angry, upset. You're fighting for something about people breaking a law and people that broke the law, and they're trying to get them out of jail. What kind of crap is that? How many black people that men have been arrested, have been torn from their families, that are in jail right now and been in jail for years since Biden did that 1994 crime bill? They've been ripped from their families and their children. I'm talking about being ripped from families. We've been ripped from families ever since slavery. So we don't want to hear about it. We've been there, did that. You know, we have to be real. And I'm about America first. Black people getting on board. Don't give your votes away. Look at policy. Stop being that downvote Democratic Party when they're not doing nothing for us. Tell me who's the Democrat leader. And when I thought the party couldn't get any worse, they got Nomandi.
Yeah.
I didn't think they could get any worse. Now they got a socialist. I'm like, how could they top themselves? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. They don't even know whether to follow this guy, support this guy or not.
Yeah.
So anyway, you guys, we're going to do another stream. I can't be on here any longer. And God is good. And we can agree to disagree. We're not on here trying to convince you to agree with us. We want y'all to talk in the chat. Have your own opinion. Talk among yourselves. Have your own opinions. And someone that does have a channel that whatever want to debate, whatever, leave your comment. Were you for open borders? Are you for people burning our American flag and spitting on it? Are you for our taxpayer dollars taking care of people that's not even from our country? Giving them free education, housing, clothing, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. Right now, Mayor Bass, you for Mayor Bass who's giving out cash money to illegal immigrants because she said they don't want to go to work? You know, I don't want to go to work. You know how many people don't want to go to work? And she's giving them cash money to stay at home? What crazy Democrats do we have? They let the freaking wildfires burn down the Palisades in California. They let the illegal immigrants beat up the cops, destroy property, millions of dollars worth of property. They just let them run over the whole city. And they got mad at Trump that he sent the National Guards to put some order, because this is America. How crazy. They having flags trying to say that this is not even United States of America, it is Mexico. Come on now. Why would you come here? You can just stay where you at. So anyway, you guys, I got a whole nother subject. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much to Jared and to the people that have supported this channel. Continue to support it. We do appreciate it. God is good. All the time, God is good. We thank you guys. But we're going to come back on because we want to talk about woke Superman. I mean, good God, they done destroyed Superman. So anyway, just leave your comments, y'all. Put the comments. It's like when we do these streams, then I go, where are the comments? Put the comments. We want to get the conversation going. Don't forget to subscribe to my other channel. Pray to all here.
And as a comic book nerd, this really upsets me.
They destroy Superman. It's supposed to be lighthearted Superman. Oh my God. Anyway, you guys, thanks for joining us. We will be back on later on. God bless you. Get something to eat. Stay blessed. We love all of you. We don't have to agree. We don't have to agree, you guys. Just remember that. We don't have to agree. But God bless all of you, and we'll see you a little later on. And don't forget to hit that notification bell.